Aquarius, and thank you so much for joining me for your March 2025 tarot reading. My name is Echo, and as we approach this reading, I just want to let you know that we do have a full moon coming up in Taurus here in April on the 27th. And this is going to focus on things that are already kind of in our purview. Everyone's going to be striking out for freedom. Everyone is going to be looking towards things that impact them on the daily. So for some of you, this may mean things like finances, and with Venus doing what it's doing, likely relationships. So without further ado, let's continue this reading and see what you have coming for the month of May. First off, you have the Groundhog Spirit, time to let go. So we were just talking about relationships, and if there is something relationship-based here that isn't working for you, it may be time to let it go. We're all kind of undergoing this shift in general, in every aspect of life, but if it is in a relationship, it's something that hits a little closer to home. It's at our heart space, so it's certainly important that you address it. And this can also has something to do with our jobs. I feel like somebody has been in a workspace. Maybe you've been in a career that you've done for so long, and it just doesn't feel like it resonates with you anymore. And it's not so much that you just woke up one day and realized this doesn't work for me. I feel like maybe you've been tugging with this for a while, okay, Aquarius? You've been back and forth and trying to make it work and dealing with individuals and situations that didn't quite resonate with you. So if this is you, excuse me, I'm just going to get that card. It is time to let go of whatever it is that isn't serving you. Next, you have Get Curious. So if you're letting something go, it looks like you're going to get curious and start moving in new directions. Not just careers that sustain you, because we do need money to pay the bills day in, day out, but also for whatever it is you're aspiring towards a dream. I feel like there's someone who was particularly working in an environment that didn't favor them. And it really wasn't what you felt like you were called to do, what you wanted to do. It was really more so just that 9 to 5. I mean, those don't have to be your set hours, obviously. But it really was more your status quo, and it just doesn't click with you anymore. You don't feel it anymore. But you want to go towards something that's at your heart center, something that truly speaks to you. So let's go ahead and continue this reading and see what else we have coming, because you're getting curious. You're looking in new directions to see where things branch out. Next, you have Manas. So Manas is the card that's all about speaking towards the earthly plane, what does work for you, what befits you as a person, okay, in the day-to-day. It seems like when we're doing the 9 to 5, okay, if you're doing a job that doesn't work for you and you're just going through the motions, and I feel like that is somebody who's literally just going through the motions. I had a job like this just previously, and I left the workforce, and I jumped back into a position that was very similar to the old one, thinking maybe it was just the particular people around me and my environment, but it was kind of the same deal. So I jumped back in, and I found that a lot of the same old patterns were coming back. Excuse me, I'm just going to grab a little drink of water. Okay, sorry about that. I was kind of falling into a lot of the same patterns. I was being offered different work hours than what I initially signed on for. I was being told one thing and then another from somebody in the same office, not 2 hours later. And again, it played with my schedule. And, you know, we have 24 hours in a day, but it's up to us on how we spend them, right, Aquarius? So you're a forward thinker. You're the kind of person who likes to get curious. So you really don't like people dictating your time and how they feel you need to spend it. So to close out the story, I had to leave that position because it just wasn't working for me. I felt like the little critter on this card, the meerkat, who was just going along with the flow and doing what the rest of the clan did because that's what was expected of me. Everybody else in the workplace was just work, work, work. And I saw the other day a quote that said something to the effect of, if you're not busy building your dreams, you're building someone else's. And this is absolutely true. If you're not doing what truly resonates with you, there's a pretty good chance you're building someone else's dream, what someone else wants, and that's just not going to resonate, right? We're not interested in that. So we're going to let go of what doesn't work for us, and we're going to get curious And we're going to consider, yes, we have a place in the status quo. We are part of society. We do have the bills that are expected of, living in the everyday world. However, we do have a mind of our own, and we don't always have to go with what the rest of the tribe is doing, right? We don't have to follow the crowd, so to speak. We do have minds of our own. And I use words like tribe and clan because if you studied meerkats, there was that one show, Meerkat Manor, that talked all about, the different meerkats. They would name them and follow their stories and how they correlated as a family because they do move in families. But that's not specific to anyone's particular path, okay, or upbringing or culture. It's just to say that we are all part of collaborative groups, and it's time to consider your place, not just within a group, but your own individual life, right? Because they do go out and do things on their own for the greater good of the family, yes, but they do have their own lives. So let's continue with this reading and see what you have coming in the month of May, my beautiful Aquarius. Right there, card just jumps out. You have the Seven of Swords in reverse, the Four of Wands in reverse, and the Seven of Wands in reverse. Okay, lots of reversals today. So the Seven of Swords is all about a liar, cheater, stealer energy. It can note that there is some form of mistrust. So if somebody was telling you something was going to be one way and not delivering on that promise, that may be why you're choosing to let go of it. Like we said, this could be a relationship or this could be in the workspace. It could just be what you're doing on the day-to-day and the choices you're making. If they're no longer working, you're letting them go. I feel like someone here, someone kind of did you dirty. Yeah, someone did you dirty and either made a promise and broke it or just kind of withheld on promises they made. Oh, I'll get to you, I'll get to you. And when they finally delivered, it wasn't what you were expecting. But if you were going to something for yourself, Aquarius, and you later found that it was taking from you, that could also be why the presence of this card is here. It can also indicate that you are changing your tactic at this time because the individual in the card is taking swords away, but he does have some left behind from the battle camp behind him. So you are changing your tactic at this time because whatever it is you were doing is clearly not working for you. And you're moving forward into May to readdress that balance and start something new. And this may feel to a lot of people very sudden. And I just want to put this out there, like it may strike many of them by surprise. But for you, it's been on your mind for a while, Aquarius. You've been contemplating this for a while now, and I think it's because of not just circumstances that were created by your decisions, like you did things and the outcome just didn't work for you and it kind of spiraled out of control, it snowballed. But it was also circumstances people put forward to you because it served them, okay? So we're just changing the tactic and getting back to ourselves. The Four of Wands in reverse says it hasn't been a celebratory time, and you're kind of in a phase right now where you're unsure. It's a victory hard won. It doesn't really feel like you're getting this fresh out the gate. You're not quite, okay, now I'm free. It's all wine and roses. All right, you're going to have to work for whatever this new beginning is you want, and you're well aware. And you're willing to take the hard path. You realize that it's not always going to be a celebration, but something hasn't been aligning with you, and it's time to move on from that and just not accept that. Excuse me. Next, you have the Seven of Wands in reverse. The Seven of Wands is all about standing his ground, fighting for what he truly believes in. In reverse, you're not fighting for anyone else's cause anymore. This is all over the cards, but more so fighting for what you truly believe in, not necessarily a cause. It could be something that's more you, okay? You're fighting for yourself, your honor, and what you're truly passionate about. Because if you're just spending every day going through the motions, in and out of things, one day you're going to wake up and heaven forbid you find out that years have been spent and you're just, where did it go? You don't want to wake up and be that person. Where did it go? I've been in this job for so many years. Now I'm retiring. And then you don't want to be that person who's stuck with what ifs and I nevers and true regrets, because this is your life. This is your story. You're the hero of your own story, Aquarius, and it's time for you to stand your ground and live it and fight for yourself, okay? Time to fight for what truly works for you. But you need to be the person who stands up and takes the lead instead of looking after other people, Okay. It's not to say you don't care about others and other people's causes don't matter to you, but at the end of the day, you have to be serving yourself and your divine purpose, or you're just spinning your wheels and you're going to feel it. Of all people, you certainly, Aquarius, you're the forward thinker. You're the person who always likes to be 2 steps ahead. And you believe that a dream can be made real, and you're making a plan on how you're going to do that. So I want to see, what does Aquarius maybe not see coming in the month of May? What do you not see coming, Aquarius? You have the sun. So you may not feel the confidence and an immediate victory here, but the sun is in your corner, shining on your back. The sun is one of the brightest cards, no pun intended, that you can get in the tarot. It actually says that the sun is on your back. And if you've ever been outside with the sun on your back, it's a very warm, very comforting feeling, almost like wrapping a blanket around yourself, right? It puts you in a very peaceful state of mind and a very enlightened state of mind, very comforted and invigorated in some sense. So it's to say that you're going to have this sort of invigoration, and you're going to have the sun on your back. Spirit is encouraging you, and you're going to see it as you go through. Yeah, you don't expect it now, okay? You're almost, I feel like there's a sense of dread about you, or maybe just like a quiet fear, something you're not acknowledging, like, I'm nervous, but I'm going to address this, okay? You're aware of the threat, the danger of failure, but you're not letting it get you down. Spirit is telling you that there is more coming in your corner than you expect. You are going to have more support energetically, maybe even from other people, than you realize, okay? Sun is in your corner and you don't see this coming, but just give into that hope. Give into the faith that things can be better. Things can be what you want them to be, because what you think is what you create, Aquarius. So if you're sitting in self-doubt, if you're telling yourself you can't do something, and you're entertaining the what ifs and hows and worrying, you're going to manifest that, and that's what you're going to bring about. Okay, so we don't want to do this. Cosmic ordering says what you put out is what you get back. So tell Spirit what it is you want and trust that it will be delivered to you. Okay, take the actions that you feel will best bring it happen. Follow your intuition and you will have that. What blessings? We've already seen what you don't see coming. And I guess this is a blessing in itself, that what you don't see coming is something very positive. But what blessings does my Aquarius have in the month of May? Because you're off to a great start here. The Three of Wands. Now, the Three of Wands is the master of the ships at harbor. The water in the harbor here is very calm, but he's watching the ships go in and out as he directs them, carrying that one staff. The 2 staffs behind him tell anyone that comes behind him, I am doing a job. I am a person of status. I am doing things with passion for the greater good of all. And anybody who sees you, the true you let them see the true you in your divine energy, doing what you are meant to do and what you're truly passionate about, because wands are all about our passion. They're going to either step aside if they feel they're in your way, or they're going to aid you in some way, okay? Because we are talking about blessings here. And 3 is a number of creation. And again, the heart's passion. So you are blessed with a very creative energy at this time, and you are being blessed with almost like a mastery. I feel like I see like a painter putting the finishing touches. So if you are a painter working on some pieces of work, it may be time to revisit something you have always looked at. Maybe you're staring at a painting on the wall and you feel like it isn't quite what you want it to be. There's a little bit more work to be done, okay? Or you feel like you want to make another piece and everybody comments on this painting, oh, you're so good at this, you should maybe continue. You're going to go with that today. You're going to be pulled, because I'm seeing somebody with a paintbrush, just putting in, and almost like the swish of like a person giving a signature, because painters will do that at the bottom of a painting, but there's like a flourish. I'm seeing somebody's hand. And it could be, if not a paintbrush, maybe like a fountain pen. So if you're a writer, that could be you also. Might be time to put the finishing touches on the manuscript or finish that editing so it can go off to publishing. But whoever that's for, you're blessed at this time with a creative energy, Aquarius, and I encourage you to embrace it. What advice do you have for my Aquarius in the month of May, Spirit? Okay, another flipper. You have the 10 of Swords. 10 of Swords is all about being beat down, dead, done, over with. Yeah, the advice here is, because swords are an airy energy, communication and thought. If you have doubts, if you have worries, if you have what ifs and wins, like we talked about earlier, let them go. Let them be dead, done, and over with. Because the individual on this card has all those swords in his back, like we were talking about with the communication, right? He is dead, done, over with, and defeated, sitting in a land that around him looks like it's been long deserted, with a single flower here representing his life force. Because if you notice, the bloom is orange, just like his shirt. And it's to say that his energy is carrying over and living on. So it's time to let go of whatever it is that beat down and put you on the ground, whatever it was that you're letting go and isn't serving you, and embrace this energy of get curious, right? Getting curious, because it's time for us to move on. Sometimes if we live in our head and we live in our doubt, we're telling spirit, this is all I've ever gotten and it just isn't fair, but it's, this is all I ever bring. It's telling spirit that that's all you ever want, that's all you ever deserve, because it doesn't work in don'ts. If you went to go sit down, we were talking about cosmic ordering earlier. If you went to go sit at a restaurant and you would sit with the waiter and you would tell the waiter, I want the spaghetti, right? I love pasta, sorry. It's my comfort food, so I'm just going to go with it. If you've got a comfort food, leave that down in the comments below. I want to hear what it is, because a lot of people, I tend to find out it's like tacos or Italian, but whatever. So let's go back. Maybe it's sweets. If you were sitting down in a restaurant and you're ordering the spaghetti, you would tell them, I would like the spaghetti. And he would take your order, whoever your waiter was, and they would go to the kitchen and they would have the cooks make it. That is how cosmic ordering works. You wouldn't say, I like the spaghetti, but then I don't want the spaghetti, and expect them to bring spaghetti, because you just told them you don't want it. Yes, you like it, you're familiar with it, but you just told them you don't want it. You want to put out there what it is you want, okay? Say it and wait for it to arrive. Wait patiently. Enjoy your breadsticks. But you wouldn't, even if you told the universe, hey, I want the spaghetti, you wouldn't go into the kitchen and tell the cook how to make it and demand that it come faster and stamp your foot and, cause a ruckus. No, because you're taking away the enjoyment of sitting and going out to dine, because in today's economy, that's hard to do anyway. You wouldn't take away the experience of relaxing in an atmosphere, not having to cook, and, letting someone else take care of dinner for you. You would be robbing yourself. Just like if we go and we demand something from spirit with cosmic ordering, and then we go, and we push, and we keep putting it out there, asking the, universe, the waiter, is it ready? Is it done? Is it ready? Is it done? You're stressing. You're not enjoying yourself, and you're not allowing it to be brought to you. Because if you've ever gone out to eat and you sat down, put in your order, and you're engaging in a fun conversation with whoever else is at the table, or you're using that time to just unwind, and listen to a little music, or listen to your favorite podcast, or whatever it is you do, okay? Stare out the window. Window gazing is always fun. You're enjoying yourself. But if you're not taking that time to enjoy yourself in your life path, you're also robbing yourself of the journey. What are you taking in? The sights, the sounds, the smells. Maybe they're playing music in the restaurant, the something that you really like, a song you haven't heard in a while. You're robbing yourself if you're busy pounding on the table, telling spirit, I want this. Okay. So I've gone on this for long enough, but you get my meaning. It's time to let go of any limiting thoughts or demanding ideals, both of yourself and of spirit, and just put out there what it is you want and trust that it will come. Okay. Trust. You've said it, your word is law, and that's what's going to happen. So we're going to draw a rune here. I draw these at random, and I want to see what it is spirit has coming to you. And we'll take this one. Okay. The rune you have here is Laguz. Laguz is a very watery energy. It's a very emotional energy. And it speaks all about doing things with your heart, with your whole heart, and not letting the negatives, the no's, and the what ifs, like we talked about, get to you. Don't let them stress you out, because your energetic energy is just as important as your mental energy. It's something you're feeding into the cosmos and into your will, and it does impact your intentions, okay? So I love this reading for you, Aquarius. It sounds like you're in a beautiful starting energy for May, and you've got a lot of creative energy going on here. So I just want you to embrace that. Let go of whatever doesn't work for you, and get curious. Yes, you are a part of the world around you with manas, but manas is all about that which we create on the day to day and that which we bring into being in our place in society, in this world. You're a divine being, just like you are connected to the rest of the world. We are all connected to Source. Thank you so much for joining me for this reading. My name is Echo, and I'm wishing you a wonderful May. I'll see you next time.